Hey guys, and welcome back. So I figured I'd do an update on pretty much everything that's going on. So the 20 det's coming together. Ignore the fact it's got 25 cover on it. I'm waiting on the sump to come back from having the head drain bung welded on the sump. I've got spacers on the way for this to fix the rattling problem. I've got a Franklin Engineering cam angle sensor coming, so instead of being this big bulky one, it's just like a little flat plate with a sensor on it. Downpipe is, all the metal's been ordered. The braided lines, the new fittings have been ordered because the fittings that came with the kit are the wrong ones, so we're currently having to wait for those to arrive. Deciding to get rid of the twin det injectors and go with GDR or R35 ones. I'm toying with Bosch, but it's like I can buy factory injectors for cheaper, and realistically I'm not going to be aiming for like not going to put 1000cc injectors in it when I'm never going to use all that. So that's a quick update on the motor. It's looking better. Just got to get the time to get the covers in for paint, and then wait for the last parts to arrive. Got to replace this harmonic because, as you see, it is chipped and broken. Stack of skid tyres. I'll give you a wee demonstration on what happens if you hit something at 150k. So last night, going up to skid meet, we were going to take the C2, but they chose a spot where I wasn't too keen to take the C2 just because the amount of cops that have been around with everything that's going on in New Zealand at the moment with terror attacks. So, cruising up the road, hit something, didn't realise the tyre was like this. Driving along, got to the spot, which is probably half hour from where we hit whatever we did. Going down the other side of the hill and fucking had a little bridge, car pulled to one side and heard the tyre flapping around, went, oh shit. 100 metres up the road was where the park up was, pulled in there, hopped out and realised that this tyre is absolutely fucked. So, got to get a new one of these for the Mark X. It's a bit of a shit situation all round. The rim's a little scarred, but nothing too bad. Like, it's not major damage, it's just a little tiny bit. But the funny part was when I took the tyre off, it was still on the bead. So I reckon I had a bit of metal or something and it tore a piece like that. Get the camera back around. That bit there. And it, over time, just tore it right around. And the bridge was like, it's like de-skinned it all the way around. The bridge was the last point. So that was a shit situation. Lucky the car didn't like pull into a hill or some shit. 32 GDR, well, not GDR, smoke indicators are in and looking awesome. Anyone who wants a link for those, I brought them off Osaka. So they were, what were they, 116 shipped, I think, with bulbs. And they're a direct fit. Like, I've seen some of the ones on American pages where you get a little gap around the guard and that, but it's a direct bolt-in fit, fits really well. I'm happy with them. I ran them in my C2 coupe before I sold that. Yeah, besides that, car's pretty standard. It's up for sale at the moment, so got a guy coming out to view it, and it might go. As you can see, camera was all set up for tomorrow because I had a few of you say that I need to do, for last night, I had a few of you say that I need to do more in-car shots than videos, but yeah. So, if it doesn't sell, it'll go out next weekend, hopefully. New tail lights are on order, because as you saw, that one's got a hole in it. The 33 skid hack, that's got a gearbox on order for it at the moment. So it was shipped 5 days ago. It was meant to be here a couple of days ago, but what was it, 3 days overdue now? So hopefully it arrives this week and we can start getting the rest of the parts for the manual conversion. And what else is there? There's a new car in the lineup, so if that sells today, I'll be picking up a new car. But I'll be sad to see it go. But at the end of the day, like, got to keep rolling through cars, keep making money to finish this, finish the show car, and then start on drift cars. But yeah, I'll keep buying cars, keep hacking them, and then flicking them. It's just, yeah, it sucks timing wise. Like, I only own half this car, and my mate owns the other half. He's going to Aussie for work, so sort of got to get it going and make some money on it. But it's one of those situations. What else is there? Updates on the shop. Well, I posted that video, should we start a shop? I've been talking to suppliers, sorting out a few things. The original supplier for the window banners fell through. Then the second company I dealt with, the window banners were absolute crap. I put one on a cart, and then within probably an hour, it came off, started to peel off. So that was pretty much a waste of 3 weeks designing and getting it all sorted. So we're going to go try a local guy and see if that works. Designing a cage at the moment for the 33, and I'll clear wrap that and do some videos on clear wrapping. I've seen a lot of Americans do it, and it looks awesome. It stops you getting scratches in your cage. Even though that car's not going to be a drift car or a track car, it'll just be a show car, but hey, nothing wrong with having a cage show car. What else is there? Sale wise on parts, I've had a few people hit me up for parts, but with designing this new shed and getting all my parts from the old house to this house, actually going through and sorting out what parts I actually have, what parts I'm selling, what parts I'm keeping, and stuff like that. It's, yeah, one of those things, like, I've just got so many parts. There's parts there, parts all around here, parts motor there, parts block out there, spare suspension, spare adjustees, bent up intercooler. I've got, what is it, this one? Looms galore to go through. A lot of them are damaged, so they're plugs and that. So if anyone needs plugs for, I think there's a Safiro body loom in there, there's a 32 engine loom, I think there's about 3 of those. There's speedo cables and parts in here, so this is pretty much stuff I've sorted through already and decided I'm selling. So there's 32 speedo cable, other speedo cable, rated oil lines that are brand new, I never used them, and that is pieces everywhere. Manifold cover for a DE if anyone's after one. I've got a factory 20 downpipe cover. Yeah, so it's just going through categorizing or logging what I actually have, what I've got for sale, and getting all the designs and permits and everything I got to do to get this new shed put up. So pretty much the idea is that we'll put this shed will pull down and replace, because as you can see, it's not exactly the most gorgeous looking thing around. We'll build another one here, and we'll probably, the idea currently at this stage is to put a 20 square metre carport probably there between that stump and the fence, so it faces this way, so you sort of pull into the shed. And then with this being demolished and rebuilt, so this one's currently 14.3 square metres, I'll concrete the area here in the in-between area and put a hoist. So we're sort of designing that up at the moment, how to do it, so then I can actually lift cars, work on cars and get everything sorted. I want to, like, this shed's good, but it needs replacing. It's got so many holes in it, it's got no concrete floor, which sucks, so I can't put a time machine in here because I've got to bolt it down. I've got to run power from the other side of the house to here, so I've actually got power in the shed. Yeah, I just want to get a nice setup sorted, so that's pretty much my main priority at the moment. And we're selling this and getting this other car and selling that. It'll help out a lot with getting that sorted, because the shed is 2,000, yeah, no, 1,500 for a 20 square metre car garage, fully enclosed with a garage door and that. But the biggest problem is zoning and councils and all that stuff, so working through that at the moment. Yeah, so that gives you sort of a blanket update on everything that's going on. Yeah, what do we got else? Anything else? Currently looking at doing a trip to Japan. I'm not sure whether it'll be this year or next. It'll probably be next year, maybe the year after. So that's our current look at, because, well, it'll be, I'm getting married in May, and it'll just be one of those things. It'll either be a honeymoon or it'll be a later in the year trip. All comes down to financials. So, because, yeah, it's all coming out of pocket to do the videos and that. And if I'm in Japan, I'm definitely going to go to see Ibisu. I've got friends who work at the auction house, and I think it's Osaka. So I've got, they're able to give me a tour around there, and I'll do some videos around the Osaka auction house. I want to go visit a couple of wreckers over there, visit a couple of car shops I've seen. So just pretty much do a blanket video on Japan itself. I've been to Asia in the past, done Singapore, Hong Kong and Bangkok, and that was just awesome. Like, Bangkok had so much culture and life, seeing different vehicles that are modified. I've seen it was a Datsun. I'll actually go through my photos from the holiday and put a few up on the Instagram. There was a Evo fully lit underneath, cambered out to hell. Saw a Datsun Ute with Recaro bucket seats and 25 dead in it. Saw a BMW with a massive front trumpet coming out the grill and that. Like, there's just all this stuff. Like, the car culture over there is so different to here. They just, like, if it looks rummy, they'll run it. The cops don't care. Like, you can get everything so cheap. I was into computers then, and I was buying computer parts for nothing. I could buy genuine bride seats. Like, they weren't like the most modern style, but they were the earlier ones, and they were like $1,000, but you could get them custom done, so you had your own color and you could get whatever you wanted printed into them. So, like, looking back now, I could have got Drift Train NZ embossed into the seats, which would look epic in a show car. So yeah, that's also in the works. Just pricing everything up, because it's not going to be a cheap holiday, and with getting the Mark X and everything else, it might involve more videos of me buying and selling cars. So yeah, I've just got to work through it and work everything out. And for those of you who don't know, these things are awesome. So on that note, thumbs up to V. Not sponsored at all. Never will be. You know, small channel and shit. But have a good one, guys. Like, subscribe, hit up the Instagram and Facebook. Support keeps growing. We clocked over, I put a photo up on Instagram. We're at like 7,500 views, and we've just rolled into 8,000. So have a good one.